Smells like cat food.
You want me to move it?
No, it's fine. Cat food is not the worst smell in the world. It's definitely not the best, but it ain't the worst.
There are all kinds of smells today.
Yep.
Pig shit, skunk.
Stanky smells. Fancy digs? Nah. Hotel. Welcome to the Hotel California. Competing streams. Oh, really? Who else is streaming?
DJ's doing his Abandoned Hope, I think.
Oh, Abandoned Hope. I did not know that he had an abandoned going. Maybe I should end this. Nah. Nah, nah, nah. Abandoned grope. Someone bring Paul his wine. My wine. I'm just glad I was invited. Oh, you are invited. This is a hotel. My house doesn't have like these perfect pleated hotel curtains everywhere, you know. No, we're hoteling it. That's why you take a hoe to a hotel. Hotel everybody, even the mayor. Reach up in the sky, hit the ozone layer. I once worked at a terrible Pismo hotel called Seacrest. I think I remember that hotel. There are some pretty, like, let's just, like, beach going people, especially people that want to stay, like, right on the beach, their expectations are dialed way down. You can basically just give them a ramshackle shack somewhere, you know. VDS, it's dynamite. VDS. Will you name one of these streams Managing My Finances Better? Oh, man. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I will name one of these streams that one of these days. I gave who a trophy? How would they ever know you're vaping in your room? Dude, if they somehow figure it out, I'm suing them for breach of privacy. That means they probably got a camera in here somewhere. I've done so much worse than hit a tiny little fucking disposable vape in a hotel room that they ought to be glad. They should be glad they didn't get 20-year-old Paul. 20-year-old Paul would have been doing a lot more than vaping in here.
I mean, I think think it's as long as you don't set up the smoke detector, you're good.
Yeah. I don't even really think a vape can do that because it's not smoke that's coming out. It's water vapor. So like,
Although that smoke detector in our last place did that, remember? Every time we took a shower, it went off.
I mean that was malfunctioning. They're not supposed to. They're supposed to know the difference between steam and smoke. I mean, I don't think anything should be forbidden in a private room. My thought, well, I mean, unless it contravenes already existent law, I don't think there should be any special rules. Like, I paid X amount of dollars. This is now my home for the next 2 days. That means I can do what the fuck I want. Now, I understand it's an apartment, so I can't be like banging on the walls all night or blasting music until the wee hours or whatever. There are little extreme thing, but it's like as far as me sitting around in here on my own lonesome, it ought to be of very little concern. And you know what? That's a good topic. You guys might be able to tell looking behind me that this is not what they would call a 5-star hotel room, even a 4-star or a 3-star. This is probably a 2-star hotel.
Or they could hear the neighbors water
Yeah.
run too.
You guys could probably hear the neighbors taking a bath. But there's a reason why I like these kind of hotels and why I don't really like, because I've stayed in it. I've stayed in some 5-star fucking places before. All right. And I've stayed in some 1-star fucking places before. I shoot for 2. 2 is the sweet spot. 2 nice enough that you're not going to walk in with a big blood stain bleeding through the mattress onto the bed or whatever.
Bed bugs.
Bed bugs. I mean, you might get them, but whatever. You can get that from a 5-star too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you got less of a chance of that being a thing, and plumbing that works, dude. There's a sign out in the parking lot that says it's next to the back wall of the park. Do not drink the water. Water is not potable, and we use reclaimed water or whatever. And Amelia thought it meant like in your room. I was like, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe the toilets or something.
Yeah, maybe the toilets might be on a separate thing. But yeah, no, this is drought city. But what comes out of your tap still has to be safe to drink, unless it's Flint, Michigan. Taste test Obama style. Look, this is right out of the tap. Oh, clean and refreshing. Or a worrying amount of places, honestly. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was recycled shit water, that might be better than some places.
Might be. Park Hills, Missouri has similar levels of lead in its water to Flint.
Even where we're at in suburbia, we had weird brown water.
Yeah.
Not unsafe brown water, but
It was just like sediment water because the fucking pipes had been empty for so long. That brown tap water hit Diffie at 12 a.m. Yeah. Yeah, I know. You ain't kidding. Are you staying in Bakersfield by any chance? No. But dude, you're gonna have to offer me more than free drinks if you want me to swing by your place in Bakersfield. All right, I appreciate the offer, but there's gonna have to be like a foot rub and a cash prize or something, in addition to the drinks and a dinner. Because yeah, Bakersfield, man, I feel for you.
It was our first road trip in forever, not going through Bakersfield.
Yeah,
So
I got to
nice.
actively turn away from Bakersfield today. That felt nice. Because yeah, we haven't been on a road trip where we didn't go through Bakersfield in a hot minute. Or our last road trips. We did Vegas. We did
Vegas again.
Vegas again. Yeah, we did Vegas twice. We did the Southwest or whatever.
Yeah.
But we didn't go through Bakersfield on that one. Just the two Vegas ones.
Well, I mean, we had to go back home through Bakersfield's.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because it kicks us out, and
Yeah.
oh my god. Ay ay ay. Bakersfield, no. Vegas, mad overrated. Hard agree.
We didn't stay on the strip, and we had a way better time than when we stayed on the strip.
Yeah. It was just, I mean, us traveling with the dog and the cat. It's like, dude, doing that on the strip was fucking retarded. But even with that, I don't know. It's just not like for me. When I used to go to Vegas in my 20s and shit, actually, I went like around my 18th birthday to gamble it up in Vegas. The Vegas used to get you because everything was good and cheap. Like that used to be the trade-off with Vegas. It's like, yeah, it sucks because it's in the middle of a fucking desert and it's a little bit loud and kind of annoying, but everything there, like all the food is cheap, all the alcohol is cheap, most of the shows and stuff that you can go see, affordable, cheap. That's how they got you there.
Hotels and flights.
Yeah, hotel, especially like you could get package hotels and flights that were like ridiculous. They would run. I remember distinctly that they had a $50 bundle for me and a group of my friends. We went for one of my guy friends' bachelor. Yeah, and it was $50 a piece. Plane ticket from California to Vegas and back. Hotel room for each of us. So they don't do shit like that anymore. You know?
Now you're paying
Now you're out the
15
ass.
bucks for a greasy, inedible Johnny Rockets burger.
Oh my
whatever.
god, that was fucking dude. Okay, I don't even know if we told you guys the story. We whipped in to Vegas later, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't even really that late, was it?
It was like 10 or something.
Whatever. Vegas is the city that never sleeps, right? Or one of them. We whipped into Vegas. We were staying at the Luxor, which is the pyramid, which is, I guess now we know, known to be a piece of shit. Like
Rumbling of being taken down.
yeah, I mean, like there's just if you search for the Luxor in Vegas and you look at like local news, there's like every couple of twice a year, there's like a story about how like is the Luxor gonna be demolished this year? Everybody wants it, but we stayed there. We got there. It was I'm not gonna go through the whole thing because it was a nightmare getting parked, getting in that place, getting checked into that place. Everything about it was a fucking disgrace. And after we were all done, we were hungry, and I was like, well, at least we're in Vegas. There's gonna be great places to eat, open all night, everywhere.
No room service.
No room service. Yeah, that was like we're exhausted. We've been on the road all day. We just kind of wanted to fucking chill and splurge a little bit, get room service. It's like, what? They don't do room service? So we went down on the casino floor because typically there's like 5 or 6 little restaurant type things connected to the casino floor, so you can wander off in a stupor, you know, and just get whatever you want. All of those were closed. I was like, what? The little deli thing is closed. The burger place is closed. The pizza place is closed. So now we're like, okay, what do we do? So we wandered around and found like this mall style food court inside of there. It's like inside of the fucking pyramid part. And Johnny Rockets, it was that type of place. There was a Johnny Rockets, there was like a hot dog place, there was a pizza place, there was, I don't know, mall restaurants. And we decided, all right, let's get a Johnny Rockets. Dude, we waited for fucking ever. There was nobody there, like nobody in line there. So I don't know what took so long. We waited for fucking ever and got a burger that eat it. And that's saying something, man. I'm a lard ass. I like, you know that shit that people daub off of pizza? That red grease that comes off of them pepperonis and that cheese. I'd do a shot of that right now if it was here. Okay? I'm a grease guy. I like greasy. This shit, the burger felt like it had just ran a fucking marathon and was sweating out all the grease. The bun was disintegrating in my hands. The tomato was like, it had been on there so long, it was like stewed. You know, it wasn't even like a slice of raw tomato anymore. It was like a stewed tomato. I was like, and what do we pay for that?
It was at least 15, if not more.
Per burger, like
Yeah.
for you and me to get a burger.
Yeah.
It was like $45.
Yeah. Just to have like fries and drinks.
Yeah.
And stuff.
It was like, what? That was when it dawned on me, like, this is not Vegas anymore. Because, dude, when I was young, there was a buffet. It was in the silver dollar in Vegas. That's what I remember. And it was literally like $2.50, $3 to get in that fucking thing. And it was mountains of mashed potatoes, whole sides of roast beef, tacos, pizzas. You know, I mean, it wasn't the greatest food in the world, but it was like $3, $3.50 a head to go in there and all you could drink sodas. No, there's nothing that doesn't exist in Vegas anymore. Vegas has turned into Disneyland now. So it's way more kid friendly. There's kids and toddlers running around literally everywhere, which is strike one for me. Everything's priced like it's fucking Disney World, you know, like it's like the little area surrounding Disney World. You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Or Disneyland, where there's a ton of shops and everything just for whatever reason costs $25 more than it would at a shop a mile away into the city. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
As an aside, we found out that Kettleman is the worst at raping people for gas.
Dude, we were driving up here today, went through Kettleman City, this little California town, and gas was, what was it, babe? It was
a
like
full $1 more a gallon.
Yeah, it was like
$5.89 or something.
It's like, oh. And then like less than probably, I would say 5 miles down the road, there's a place where it's a whole buck less. It was like, and that dude in Kettleman City was hopping. It was backed up for miles for people to pull into that fucking bunch of gas stations. And it's like, why do people want to pay? I mean, a buck less ain't that much, but there was hardly anybody at that one.
Mhm. You know what it is? This is Google Maps 8 Ways. Because Waze showed you gas stuff, didn't it? Back in the day?
Yes. Waze would show you like gas prices at the gas stations and stuff sometimes if it was a national chain one, and it would give you like it would tell you which ones were the least busy at the moment, and Waze was fucking amazing. I can't believe they killed it. Like I'd be driving somewhere, and at that point when Waze was big, I was with Ashley, she was my co-pilot, and she would tell me like, oh, look out for those like a truck tire that has shed its tread. There's one in the middle of the road, and I shit you not, after she read that, like 20 seconds later, there it would go. I was like, what the fuck? This thing is awesome. It was like you know having a million sets of eyes on the road that you were driving, because it was all reported by people. They had a way to like give thumbs up when you actually saw the thing, so they would weed out the people that were trolling or whatever, and just
They'll just
listening.
keep it current too, because
Right.
shit gets cleaned up or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, I used to tell you about the speed traps.
I mean, Google still does that.
Does it?
Yeah. But you have way less options to report shit. Like, it won't let you report a full road closure.
That's ridiculous.
Like, when we were trying to go in that pass and it was closed, I couldn't tell Google that it was closed.
I too am the high, Polly. Oh, well, good for you, buddy. Pin a rose on your nose. Cricket, what are you going to do? Oh, hello. What'd you say hi to? Cricket. Hold on. I gotta make sure they don't see mom's phone number on your. There we go. This is a rare treat for chat. Oh, he loves you. He's rubbing his face on you right now. He just rubbed his face all over the phone. He's a lover boy right now. He's rubbing himself on me. The blessed cricket visit. Dude, you guys literally just got the facial rub from cricket. Outstanding. Best cat. Best dog. Just saying. I love all my co-host animals. I do. I genuinely do. Love Salvador. Love you, Jiro. Love Jean-Luc. Love the kitty cats of varying sizes, but I gotta tell you, top quality. Top quality. You might say like, oh, Corn Pop is the number one. And it's like, you only like Corn Pop because he's such an asshole. My cat is chill. Cat is chill, polite. You saw what he did. Hopped up, gave you guys the business, put his butt in my face for a couple seconds, gone.
And he only made, I think, like 5 total meows that whole drive.
And only when we were doing something that pissed him off. Like if I played the music too loud, he's right up against a speaker back there, he's gonna complain. If we are rolling down the windows through fucking farm country and it smells like reeks of pig shit in the car now, he's gonna complain. But yeah, no, we got traveling animals for sure. Like our animals have been on pretty like super long road trips now, quite a few times, and they do really well. Yeah, they hold up really well. Friggin' just showed up, rizzed us, rubbed us, and left us. That's how we do. That's how we do. Oyer pole. Oh, leave me alone. What are you, some kind of like Northern England bog troll monster living under a bridge talking to me that way? I ain't no Billy Goat, all right?
Speaking of Brits, have you seen that
That makes me want to fucking vomit just thinking about it. Because
he's bitched about frozen food so many times.
oh my god, he won't even eat at a place if they say that they don't make it there fresh, and he has the fucking gall to put his cheesy fucking. Dude, I'm starting to dislike Gordon Ramsay. I used to love him.
He's a sellout now.
Yeah, dude, he's selling all the way out, and it just sucks. It sucks to see. Gordon Ramsay quickie meals, dude. I bet those are fucking foul. And like I used to like when he would yell at people on his shows and shit, but it doesn't even really seem like doing that anymore. Are they still doing Kitchen Nightmares? I don't think they are, right? I don't think they are. You got me. Dude legit can't cook a fucking grilled cheese to save his life. Like, what chef can't do a grilled cheese? Something is wrong. Something's wrong there. See, I've never eaten at a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, but I'm gonna try one out the next time I have the chance because if it's fucking mid, I think I might be done. He better be serving up the good gravy. All right. If I taste anything that tastes like it's from not from scratch, it's gonna be a shouting match. Okay. How fresh? What do you mean? Fresh. That shit better not come frozen. Better not be no pre-made whatnot.
And look at this.
Oh, hello. Hello, Cricket. Ew. Gordon Ramsay. Slow roasted beef.
Nasty.
That looked like doo-doo.
I've seen banquet meals look better than that.
That looked like doo-doo. Like literal doo-doo. he has the audacity to stand up in like a young chef's face and spit their food out. I would love to see a Gordon Ramsay thing where one of those, dude, they ought to do that.
Oh yeah.
Sneak into the Gordon Ramsay shit. Get on that, what is it? The fucking Master Chef.
Oh yeah.
And act like you're cooking something up, but just be one of his meals and put it on the plate. Oh, can you imagine? And what have we got here? Beef stew, roast beef stew, sir. Roast beef stew. Looked like a dog's dinner. Why does it look like somebody shat on my plate? Let him like tear it up and then go like, actually, chef, it's one of these. Oh man. He'd try and kick my ass. He'd probably hit me and then I could sue him for $1 million. Pain and suffering. Gordon is tall, but he couldn't take you. I mean, he's tall and he's in pretty good shape. I don't want to fight the guy, but I do want him to shut the fuck up and stop critiquing food if he's going to sell people like literal slop. He's British. Does it really surprise you he can't cook? I mean, look, dude, I try not to be judgmental in that way. I try to think like, look, there's people in Great Britain that have broadened their perspective. But it seems like to me, dude, that looked inedible. I look hilarious tonight. Whatever. Where's the cricket? You can't go out in the parking lot, bud. You look like a poorly crafted sock puppet. Oh man, why you guys gonna roast me so hard? Usually you're really bad at it, but sometimes you straight out roast. Dude, I mean, that's the whole thing is like he's supposed to be able to cook anything better than somebody he's criticizing. He will spit people's food out, and I gotta tell you, dude, I've eaten some amazing home cooked meals, and I've eaten some dog shit home cooked meals. And let me tell you one thing I never fucking did. I never spewed somebody's food out of my mouth and then retched into a waste basket. Not one fucking time in my life. All right. And I've eaten some sad, bland, unseasoned, boiled chicken meals. All right. And I never once in my life got so dramatic as to bend over and hurl somebody's chicken out of my mouth and then retch over and over again into a trash can.
I don't even think you did that with the cursed chicken.
No. And let me tell you, if you're going to go around doing that, you better, everything that's attached to your name better be quality. Because there is no way that you're going to retch into a trash can when somebody serves you mashed potatoes that have fucking black truffle oil in them or whatever. And then happily slurp down that puddle of fucking diarrhea. Unbelievable. Oh, dude, I believe it, Johnny. I'll tell you right now, Amelia could cook him under the fucking table. If I was like, make a BLT, knocked out of the park. Make chili, knocked out of the park. My mom, there ain't a thing that he could fucking cook that would come out better than my mom making it. He's a charlatan, dude.
I mean, maybe just on like things that we didn't know how to cook. Like some frou fucking
Well, then it's not
thing.
fair. If
Yeah.
he's coming with the knowledge and you're not, then it's not a fair contest. So it's got to be something that everybody knows how to make or nobody knows how to make. Ramsay's chili would contain Belgium snotting shit peppers and Chinese dinkle beans. You're so right, dude. He gets all this extra stuff. White truffle aioli and I've got these beautiful grape tomatoes from the Isle of Lesbos, Had them flown in specially from Lesbos just to make this shit. And then all of a sudden what you're looking at is not even a BLT anymore. I've got this beautiful guanciale ham from Ibiza, Spain. It's cured for 45 days in a wood shed behind somebody's hut. And that's what you're getting instead of bacon. And then you're getting these beautiful, beautiful sun-kissed grape tomatoes from the Isle of Lesbos. And so you're not getting two big slices of tomato, you're getting a sprinkle of tomato. Fucked. Nobody wants all that bullshit.
Or it's like instead of lettuce, you're going to get the finest kale. Which kale can be good, but not raw as much.
Yeah.
Imagine a kale LT.
God, I don't want to.
EKT.
Yeah. This is a West Scottish nettle kale. I had it flown in special from Scotland. It has these little stingers on it, and it just stings the inside of your mouth just a bit to brighten and freshen everything up. So I'm doing that instead of a head of iceberg lettuce. Can I get iceberg on mine? I don't think I want the West Scottish nettle kale. Thank you. And you can like hold the bone broth butter too, you know? You just got a pat of butter in a packet because I can put that. See, I'm a simple man. A simple man who likes simple fucking shit. And I happen to think that simple food is overall better than fancy food. Like if I'm hungry as fuck, I'm not trying to go to a fucking Gordon Ramsay $150 a plate type of place. I'm looking for a Waffle House. You know? Simple.
Aren't his scrambled eggs whack too?
Dude, his scrambled eggs, he serves raw eggs. His scrambled eggs, you could pour them in a cup and drink them. I don't know who taught him that, but they're not cooked. He doesn't cook them long enough. He does this thing where he takes them off the fire, which slows down the cooking process. But the problem is he doesn't cook them long enough then, giving that. He put them back on the fire, let it heat up a little bit, take them off the fire. Put it back on the fire, take it off the fire. That was his thing. And then when he was done with it, he literally just like poured it like liquid out of the pan. There you go. Nice and fluffy. I was like, fluffy? Did you mean to say sopping wet? Dude acts like a few collective half seconds spent off the heat makes a difference. Yeah. Yeah, there's some goofy stuff going on. There's some very goofy stuff going on, for sure.
I mean, it could be trolling. I mean, his reality shows are very shock and awe.
True. Could be a total troll.
Here we are talking about his shit videos.
Yeah, well, that's what he's better. That's what he's best at. It's not cooking. It's self-promotion. But I can't believe he's sunk to slinging fucking frozen microwave meal hash, dude. How he got talked into putting his face on some shit. Well, I know how he did. They gave him a fucking price, and it was huge. I think I'm just. I was just thinking of like if I were to design a meal to put my face on, nobody would buy it because I would be honest about it. Like my company name would be something like a Rotten Apple Ranch or something, you know? And it'd be me on there going like, and it'd say like in a big explosion down in the corner, tastes like frozen. Maybe just brand it like, it's alright. Eh, it'll do. It'll do stew. Worms in your mouth.
I think the key to a good frozen thing is it has to be simple. The more crap you add to it,
Yes.
the more messed up it gets.
That's why, to this day, the best frozen meal, if you're gonna have to go that way, Salisbury steak. It's a puck of processed beef with gravy on it. A little bit of fucking reconstituted mashed potato, peas and carrots. You can't fuck that up.
And the worst that happens with that is that the mashed potatoes look flat. But it's whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are you gonna do? It's frozen. Complaints? What are you gonna do? It's frozen. I like freezer pizzas. Yeah, I put those in a different ballpark though. It's not a.
It goes in the oven.
Yeah, that's like you gotta cook that. These frozen meals, you just pop it in and put 3 minutes on the thing and go take a shit and come back and you got Salisbury steak, you know. I mean, I guess you could nuke like some of the stuff, some of the smaller pizzas or whatever, but
Like those bagel bites. Did you ever have those? Little bagel
yeah,
pizzas.
yeah, I think I have had those. Mama Cotzi's. Yeah, I don't think I get that one. I had a favorite one when I was a kid, but they stopped making it in my 20s and it just never came back. It never came back. I think it did come back, but it's completely different now. It was a shitty off-brand pizza called Mr. P's Pizza. It was a small, like single serving pizza, like that. You'd nuke it. Dude, back in the day, those were the shit. Mr. P's. Now they suck. Totino's used to be really good too. Now Totino's is barely passable. Like only open in case of extreme pizza emergency. 7-Eleven pizza. I don't know. I've been so fucking adverse to trying gas station food like that for so long.
I mean, I think the problem is like you don't have as many good gas station chains over here. I feel like in the Midwest, where all the truckers are, they bring out the good shit.
Yeah. Dude, if we had a fucking, like a Bucky's, Bucky's is retarded. But yeah, we really don't have any of that. We do have gas stations or truck stops and shit, but they're not.
I mean, like even the gas stations in the Midwest are elevated. Like I think Racetrack, they'd have like frozen yogurt machines and shit.
Yeah. Dude, Bucky's is unbelievable. Unbelievable. If you've never been to a Bucky's, you can't see a video about a Bucky's and really know what's going on in there. It fucking blows your mind when you go to a Bucky's. It is like the most over the top snack place on the planet. They've got everything in triplicate. They had shit you didn't even know was out. They got homemade stuff that they make, like homemade jerky, homemade they got like the whole back of the Bucky's. It's like 3 or 4 different uh restaurants where you can get different things like burrito, pizza. There's a sandwich place that has big old fucking giant tri-tips they're cutting off of on the spit, giving you a big sandwich out of that. Fucking ridiculous. It's unbelievable that Bucky's even exists. When you pull up in that fucking thing for the first time, it's like, well, now every truck stop is ruined. There's nothing in the world like this. And all their shit, by the way, hella good. Get the breakfast burrito. Fucking hella good. You whip through there, hungry but not sure what you want, you're gonna leave with some good ass shit. Yeah, dude. I got none of those. Got no Bucky's within striking distance of me.
Maybe it's because gas is more expensive. They don't go as all out with the gas station stores because it's like you guys don't have as much money to spend after getting gas.
See, like gas station places have a raggedy reputation in the West because they've been a raggedy fucking business in the past. And it's just like, it's a different thing in the South. In the South, you pull off in some of these truck stops and gas stations and shit, got some of the best food around. They'll have little privately owned restaurants that they rent out in a little corner of it. And the food is fucking killer. We don't have that out on the West Coast because fucking There's just a bad reputation, dude.
I guess because it's so much bigger, so it's like there's more exploitative gas stations. Like this is all you got.
You ever get that look when you tell someone in the South you're from California? I didn't tell people that unless, like I was already had a reason to be close to them or whatever. I mean, people probably could guess. Although the area I was living in had tons of fat dudes with long hair and long beards. So maybe I blended more than I thought I did. But yeah. Yeah, no, I don't go like, "Hi, I'm Paul. I'm from California." I know better. Well, yeah, I mean, if they asked me, I didn't beat around the bush.
You weren't running around wearing like California boy.
No. Why do Southerners hate California? For the same reason Californians hate Southerners, because there's a lot of cross chatter between the states of Texas and California, Oregon, Washington. There's a lot of, migration. And so Texans go like, "Oh, these fucking liberals coming down out of California and bringing all their liberal bullshit down here." And California's like, "All these fucking Texans coming up here, setting up shop, their fucking MAGA hats and their gun stores and shit. Why don't you keep that down there?" That's why. It's because people are fucking fucked up and have nobody to blame for it. So they go looking for the scapegoat. If you love your MAGA hat so much, why don't you marry it? Well, looks like we got a cowboy, dudes. What a world we live in. What an odd place. Right wing humor is top notch. Yeah, absolutely. You're not wrong, Paul. I know I'm full of hate for those other, but I just can't rid myself of it. I mean, you're not alone. I mean, it's catharsis, right? Having somebody to point at and lord over and whatever. Any suggestions from a truly pacifist POV? I mean, I just think it's a place you need to redirect your anger at politicians, bro. Like, they're the ones that have been selling this country out. CEOs and politicians and rich folk. Like, that's really who you ought to otherize, in my opinion, if you're gonna do it. Because they're destroying the planet and destroying us. They're destroying our minds, they're destroying our bodies, they're destroying our chances at a happy fucking existence in life. They lie to us, they obfuscate from us, they misappropriate funds that we give to them to collectively take care of us. Like that, you realize that's what taxes are supposed to be about, right? Everybody comes out of pocket a little bit, right? Goes into a big pot and it's used to distribute services and goods to the people that need them. We can't even get fucking Medicare for all. So that's what I mean, that's where my anger is pointed at. I try and, be less angry about average Joe. Because as stupid as his opinion might be, he ain't out there making the policy that backs it up. There is somebody I could level that fucking accusation at. I'd rather put it there.
Bust open some of those Sour Patch Kids. You want some?
Oh no, you go for it, baby. Sour Patch it up.
I'll definitely leave you some. I'm feeling a little hungry.
No worries, baby. Can't blame them though. I'd do the same if it were me in power. Well, then you see, you've zeroed in on the problem. The problem is that power corrupts, right? That's really what it comes down to. If you look at all of these layers of societal problems, I'm talking about border enforcement. Power has made border enforcement into a corrupt enterprise where the United States is still hugely reliant on migrant labor, but wants to make it fucking machine gunnable to try and come over here illegally. It's like we have our hands in both cookie jars and we're eating cookies out of both of them. You know, and so what I think that the founding fathers tried to design was a system of stratified power, right? And so they carved the federal government into three different that are all co-equal and independent from one another. They further stratified the legislative branch into two houses, mimicking the House of Commons in England, where one, a very slow moving, long term institution, one of them a very vibrant and huge, broader representation of the people, and those two houses now have to come together to decide on legislation. So I think that there was an attempt to stratify power. The problem is that pretty much from the start, I would argue that George Washington was probably the first president to abuse his presidential power. The Whiskey Rebellion and all that shit. Some of the money deals that he made with foreign countries during his tenure as president. So it started bad and just got worse. And I watched a major shift happen in my 20s and 30s towards a kind of like superior executive branch that could, under certain very nebulous and very easily applied circumstances, circumvent Congress to start bombing a country with a no declaration of war. And people were fucking up in arms about this when it happened. And now nobody cares. That's where it goes, right? So the trajectory we're on is undermining all of the, quite frankly, imperfect ideas that the founding fathers had about stratifying power across different institutions. And we've allowed it to be ground down into what's basically like a functioning dictatorship. It's one in which there are two parties which are so similar it's laughable, pretending to be at war with one another, but really just acting as the nominating committee for the head of state. And we're governed like a peasant class. We have a two-tier justice system. We have a two-tier medical system where it's what you get if you're rich or what you get if you're not. And we just allow it. That's expressly forbidden in our foundational documents. So I think we've gotten super far down the pipe of America just becoming like, you know, despotism. So I do think that there are ways that power could be stratified so that you don't have these big, strong personalities running everything, but it would require rigid enforcement. Canada is honestly more cooked than the US is right now. Well, no, yeah, of course. Because Canada is so dependent on the US, just like everywhere else. Like, no matter how cooked it gets here, it's going to be more cooked most everywhere else. Like, we're like rapidly approaching a point in history where I believe like the poles of power are about to shift dramatically. I think that the East is ascendant, and I think that the West is petering the fuck out. And I think it's going to be an ugly trip. You're down to clown. Yeah. I got to start a juggalo cult in the woods. Children of the Salt, man. Gotta go now. TikTok, TikTok, yeah. Literally, though, now, unfortunately. I can't do it, bro. Let's go all the way. Let's go all the way. That song is so stupid. Hey, Paul, have you ever stolen someone's girl?
You don't kiss and tell.
I mean, I don't kiss and tell, but no, I don't really look at it that way though. Like I didn't like like because like I'll be honest, it's happened a couple of times where yeah, I've gotten with somebody that's recently in another relationship or whatever. That's happened in my life, and I didn't sit down and like draw up a plan of like, here's my escape route. It's like usually a pretty mutual decision. So, fun fact, girls are not objects to be stolen. Good point. Like, yeah, dude, women are not Princess Peach, you know? I'm not Koopa because I swooped in and snagged Princess Peach, all right? Everybody I've ever dated has have been 100% behind the idea. Hop on your homie's girl? I didn't say that. The question was, have you stolen somebody's girl before? And the answer was, honestly, it's happened a couple of times.
Not did you steal your homie's
Yeah,
girl?
not did I steal my homie's girl. That's a whole different question. And the answer to that is no. In fact, I had a homie steal my girl once. I'm a victim of that shit. And I'm sorry, but those are two different things. Stealing someone's girl and stealing a homie's girl, two different fucking balls of wax right there. Lamau this chat, I know. I know. There's damn, that's tough. I mean, just say it like just being honest about it, dude. I don't know what you want me to say about it. Or stealing guys,
Yeah.
luring the mail away, or whatever the fuck. It's the tale as old as time. I don't know why people are fucking so freaked out that people do it. How about getting with your boy's ex? Is that okay? No. Usually that's a fucking non-starter. But, you know, then again, I suppose it depends. But yeah, that's usually like, because you realize that would make it very fucking weird. You know what I mean? Social interaction wise. So no, that's inside the bro code. I had some friends who did that and they didn't care, didn't work out, not because of it. Yeah, no, that's fine. Like that's why I said, you know, it really is kind of debatable. Depends. Like if everybody involved is chill with it,
And long and short of it is relationships are fucking messy.
yeah. I think human beings are a little too obsessed with how other people get their fuck on and get their relationship on. Like I'm willing to talk frankly about it because I don't think I've done anything objectionable in my life when it comes to that. But I don't understand your kind of like obsession with the question. I don't like I look at two people and I don't give a fuck what their dynamic is. It just doesn't even enter my mind. I don't care who's cheating. I don't care if there's, you know, I don't care if that's his brother's ex-wife that he's with. That type of shit, just, I don't care. I'm not in their situation. I can't really judge it. Maybe in some extreme, you know, scenarios, I would. Like if dude just walks in with his sister, you know, that might be a little tough for me to not comment on. But there's a biological reason for that, you know, aversion.
I think just overall people forget that humans are animals. We do
Yeah.
animal shit.
Maybe they don't forget it, but I think they forget what it means.
Yeah.
Like ultimately, we have higher functioning in our brains, but ultimately we're driven by instinct and, you know, billions of years of sexual selection, just like every other fucking thing on this planet. And I think people forget what it means that we're animals. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like a lot of the Enlightenment era was that there seemed to really be this attempt to elevate man above every other fucking thing on planet and to put man as close to divinity as possible by making him the steward of the world and all this shit. And I think that type of thinking has caused us to have unreasonable expectations of ourselves and maybe one another to a certain extent as well, because we've cobbled on all these higher functioning social arrangements like, monogamy and marriage and all this shit. We've just scooped it, we've heaped it onto everybody. And the truth of the matter is we're a species that would probably be way more sexually liberated in the state of nature, right? If we didn't have that little extra medulla in our oblongata, we would be hanging around in the trees and tall grass, and we'd probably all be fucking each other. And there probably wouldn't be a whole lot of drama about who or how or why. But, part of the civilization and look, we're seeing a big rebellion against this now with these gender roles being challenged in a big way, right? Because man and woman, that's one of these things that I'm talking about. That's one of these higher functioning kind of roles that we have come to expect from people, because this is how women were when I was growing up. And so this is how you need to be, and that is just carried on throughout the ages, pretty much unchecked and unimpeded. And now it's for the very first time, like, getting a little pushback. I feel like that's more of a symptom of a failing society, just like Rome. Oh, you think it's our decadence? Newsflash, it wasn't Rome's decadence that caused it to go belly up. It was Rome's corrupt politicians and corrupt military that caused it to go belly up. Shocking, I know. Cricket, Mom's in the bathroom. Cricket just doesn't want to be shut out of any room ever. Well, sure. I mean, having an empire, the overextension was part of their problem. And in those days, it was communication being a problem. Now it's just cultural fucking drift being the problem. There are too many cultures on this planet that America has worked to dominate that now have a kind of abiding hatred for the West. Like, we done fucked everybody, and now nobody wants us really. One of the difficulties of embracing sexual openness, a lot of people will take your openness as an invitation to abuse you. Well, that's what we're talking about here. Yeah, these social norms and social kind of reactionary mores that people carry around with them as a result of them just being passed down, father to son and mother to daughter. Those are weaponized against people who don't conform or who openly transgress. And there's always a fucking fight. But I think that a lot of that is rooted in what we started talking about. We've just kind of forgotten what it means to be an animal, forgotten that we're not some enlightened being, that we are passionate and foolhardy and prone to bad decisions and have fickle hearts and fickle minds and fickle loins and all that shit. And we seem to like accept that about all the animals that we see in nature. But human beings are supposed to adhere to, depending on where you are, an ever more rigid set of sexual rules that are not to be transgressed. All the way down to like, you can't sleep with that person because they don't have the right kind of, uh, they don't have the opposite kind of genitalia to you. So yeah, I mean, if you start thinking about it, it really starts to peel around the edges. And I'm a big fan of grabbing like that wallpaper that's peeling and ripping it. If you think about the way that things are set up, there's a lot of stuff like that in this country, in the world at large, where the official story just doesn't quite make sense. Something a little off about it. The job doesn't look completely finished. I think that's why there's so many like conspiracy nuts in the world, because shit is fucky. It's to what degree that I think a conspiracy nut disagrees with an average person. Because I think pretty much everybody knows that shit is fucky. Something doesn't add up in the accounting of the situation. Something doesn't quite make sense about the lies that we're told and then they just disappear. Something doesn't quite make sense with how our media is set up to be less of an informational hub and more of a weird cheerleading political rah-rah club hub. You know? Hello, Cricket. You gonna have some food? You gonna let people just look at your butt? There you go. All right. Politisports, yeah. Something doesn't add up about the way that we prosecute war. Something doesn't add up. I think there may be a game afoot. Good book to read is Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I do think that's true to an extent, but I think that it blamed, like, I don't know. I can't tell you anything about the book, but it sounds like it's a book that tries to blame people for choosing this technology or whatever, when nobody chose this technology. This technology was created and foisted upon us and made to be as fascinating as possible and as time consuming as possible. Like, this was literally designed from the ground up to hold our rapt attention for as many minutes of the day as possible. I mean, that shit is, that's, you can't compare that to pretty much any other thing. Like, I would love to hear what compares to the cell phone in human history. Where are you? I'm in the mountains.
Yeah.
Oh, Cricket. It's happened. You got a blob on your nose. He's devouring. You guys can hear him over there, dude. I know you can. He's devouring the carcass. He's like purring while he's eating. mountains of cockroach pain.
You just look fascinated by it.
Cat. Cat. He's a kitty cat. Marvel as it devours its food. I know. Anyway, I'm out of here. Have a good night. See you later. Bye.